I think we're hot now. Yeah. So I have here. I really want to get like a GoPro or something because the way that oh my goodness, man, I just don't have like good enough camera angles for anything. I have the lineup of MDR headphones here that I wanted to cover, and I'm just going to talk briefly about each one and which one I liked. Let's start off from like the ones I least liked. It definitely has to go to the V2s. If you're ever gonna buy these, um, you have to be a little bit scared. The V2s foam gets really, really dry um, after a long, long time because these things are old. Like, I believe on the back of the box, these were actually listed in 87. So I opened these. I made a video unboxing it, but it's actually a little bit too long, and I've been trying to cut down on the time. So just know that these V2s, they sound very forward. They're really good for maybe travel, but the pads, even if you can see that, those are the stock pads right there inside of the box. And they are ridiculously thin. You'd want to get some new pads like I did for the V4s and the V5s to bring some life into them. They might actually be more breathable at that point, but the build quality is what you'd expect out of like a more lower tier headphone. These are more geared towards those who used portable players like cassette players, CD Walkmans, stuff like that. These were like below the low, bottom of the barrel. I didn't like how these sounded, but for the collection's sake, I kept these. For the V4s, I talked a little bit about the V4s, I think, in a previous previous video. Just know that these things, if anything, these are actually very, very analytical to me. Build quality is substantial depending on how lucky you get trying to get these. Coiled cable can be a must. Well, really, it's going to be debatable, but most people are not going to like a coiled cable for a headphone that should be used for travel, which is what these V4s will definitely be for. You're going to bring these with you on the go to listen to your, portable music device, whether or not it was like an MP3 player or nowadays your phone. So V4s, not saying that these sucked, but these are definitely still a little bit down there. I wouldn't recommend getting these unless these were within your price range or if you're looking in the MDR lineup. The V4s, though, I would recommend over the V5s. Although the V5s have a better build quality in terms of the headband. It's the typical headband that you expect from the V6 and onward. In the lineup, the V5s in design just are a bit more bassy. So if you're a bass head, these actually might be more suitable for you. But definitely V5s and V4s is just more reliant on taste for portable use. If you really like your bass, the V5s might be the ones you want. But if you want a more kind of like analytical headphone, before you start going into V6s, CD900 STs, then or 7506s, you probably want to get the the V4. The V5s though, more casual, more for bass heavy, bass lovers. Straight cable, so that's awesome, but it is very long, non-detachable, like most of these headphones are. But yeah, V5s not for me. V6s. So these are these are going to be my travel headphones. Like I actually legit love these to the point where I added a few things to these to make it comfy, and I'm waiting still for one additional piece for this. Basically, the V6s are all round good headphones. They're good for listening pleasure. They're good for mixing and mastering. Good for editing, all that kind of stuff. These V6s actually can do it all. They're very versatile headphones. Very old, but unless you have modded these headphones Like when I bought these were modded, so it has a detachable, it's like the typical aux cable. You can plug that in here, different lengths, whatever you would like for them. Show you an example. Just gonna plug that in there. You can just unplug. Super useful. Love that. But of course, the mod's pretty cheap, but you have to be pretty handy with like a soldering iron, blah blah blah. But typically, modded V6s with detachable cable, they're very versatile, and the fact that these can fold, very very wonderful. Just be aware that V2s can't fold, V5s can't fold, the V4s and the V6s can. So if you need these to be your travel headphones, which these will be, I have these that go inside of a bag, so on the go. And I have a Bluetooth adapter that's, I just plug right into these, which I don't have right now. Apologies, don't know where it went. But you can make these Bluetooth by having a little adapter plugged in there, so it's pretty awesome. V6s, I think these are the ones that I love the most overall. The V7s will forever be like a headphone that I was happy I found, but I guess it was already too. There's just better headphones in the lineup. Like V7s are definitely more for listening pleasure. If you are a audiophile and like that warm sound out of a dynamic headphone, you're gonna like these V7s. Very very welcoming, and I'll always pick these up if I want to listen to a piece. In the lineup so far, I have changed the pads so people are aware. I've changed them to the velour pads from Bear Dynamic. It's I think it's EVDT 250s. I forgot the thing. I recorded all these videos at different times, so I think at some point I think I have a video recording of me putting the pads on. Yeah, I do. So you'll see that pop up at some point. But V7's listening pleasure, and they're just definitely not going to be as good as these V6s, because the V6s, I just like more of that reference sound, that flat sound. It's not like a bass boost, not too much of like a crystalline high like it would be for like Bear Dynamics. V7s will still be a lot better than the V5s and the V4s for me. Now it's the final two. The 7506 and the CD900 STs are definitely those headphones, I think, that take the cake here. Like a strong third would be V6s, but 900 STs and 7506s. I think that maybe it's because I'm still biased, but the 7506s were the first headphones I started with on the Sony lineup, and I've gamed with these. I've not mixed, but I've done live performances with these at home over Discord, in live stream with these. These headphones are forever one of my most favorite, but there's something about 900 STs that you kind of take a look at these and you wish that these were 900 STs. All of these phones have detachable 1/4-inch adapters, so they're screwable, like screw on. Okay, and so far, like I've said, V6s can fold, the V4s can fold, the 7506s can fold, the V7s and the CD900 STs cannot. But there's something about 7506s that I love, but there's a color and a sound signature of 900 STs that are definitely more truthful. Like if you're looking more for that truth in the sound, I think you might fall into the trap of loving 900 STs. You can only buy these in Japan. I got really lucky before the shipping rules changed in Canada. It was like right at the brink of it happening, like last minute. So if you want to get a headphone that's out of this lineup, I think it's the 900 STs. these are the headphones you want to get. These are my number 1. My number 2 is going to be the 7506s. And my third place finisher will definitely be V6s. I think V6s are going to be overall like your everything. You're going to want to use these for listening pleasure, use these for mixing. Listening pleasure, yes, for my case, because I like that reference curve. But 7506s would be awesome for mixing, awesome for trying to hear what's going on. Soundstage is pretty good on these. Kind of listening in on like the drums, the vocals, and separating them. Instrument separation is pretty good on those. But the 900 STs just have an edge. They have an edge on them. So that's it. That's just overall thoughts on them. I tried to make this really brief. I don't like video editing, so I'm trying to avoid it. Thanks for watching, whoever does. I'm going to try to make sure I keep these under like 12 minutes if possible. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. Be safe. Those are my picks out of the Sony MDR lineup from listening to hours to each one. So hopefully that helps you if you want to pick one of these up from eBay, buy them off of Kijiji, Craigslist, like secondhand, because that's the only way you can really do it, like especially the older models. Yeah, so take care, be safe. COVID's still out there.